Baby Jesus. Dab.
Yeah, we do this shit.
I'm dabbing like I'm from Atlanta. Hey.
But ass
Charlotte.
Cam Newton. We dabbing
Charlotte.
over here too, yeah. Shout out to ATL.
Hey. I'm dabbing like I'm from Atlanta. Hey. ATL. I dab like I play for the Panthers. Hey. Dabbing like I'm from Atlanta. Hey. Touchdown. Dab like I play for the Panthers. Hey. I'm dabbing like I'm from Atlanta. Hey.
What's going on, everybody? It's Just In Case here, and thank you for joining this Carolina Panthers reboot/rebuild. As you know, Madden dropped a patch and it added some superstar abilities for offensive linemen. And as I showed you in the last video, at least I left you the link in the description where you can see it, there was no way that you can actually get those in the new franchise. I know they said like you can draft someone, you couldn't. You can also maybe edit it and put it in on somebody, you couldn't. So none of that stuff was available. So I thought that it would just take away from the franchise because you couldn't even draft someone, you couldn't develop someone with that ability. The only thing they had was post up. So I thought that it was important to do that. Also, Andrew Luck retired. So because Andrew Luck retired, I did keep him on the Colts because of contract and all that kind of stuff. However, I did change his position to punter so that, yeah, his money, because his money is still owed to him. So that's kind of stuck with the team. But as far as everything else, he's not on the team anymore. So yeah, Andrew Luck's retired. Boo-hoo. Sorry about that. But as you see right now, we are in week 1 of the preseason, and we have to play the Rams in the first game of the season. But before we got here, we went through the preseason. During the preseason, we went 2-2, right? But there were some things that happened in the franchise during the preseason that, well, you might need to know about. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to start at some preseason roster moves.
They call me A-Town, they say I'm retarded. They call me A-Town. This is not A-Town, we dabbing in Charlotte.
So we're going to start here with Damontae Kazee. He was traded from the Atlanta Falcons for 2 7th-round picks, a 7th-round pick this year and a 7th-round pick next year, to the New York Giants. New York Giants didn't have any depth at free safety. They could have played the rookie. He played cornerback at Notre Dame, Julian Love, but they really didn't have any depth, so they decided to make that move. We'll see what happens. And looking at the Eagles, they made a move going after Nyheim Hines after releasing Darren Sproles. I think it was a pretty good move. They ended up giving up a 4th and a 7th round draft pick for him. Don't forget they traded for Jordan Howard this offseason as well. But I think it was a good move. Nyheim Hines has the ability to catch out of the backfield. He's just a younger version of Darren Sproles and much faster, much shiftier. I mean, they do have a stable of backs. You see here, you got Nyheim Hines, you got Miles Sanders, you got Scott, you got Howard, but Hines brings them a little bit something different. Plus that speed is legit. And I know most of you guys were wondering where Eric Berry went, maybe why I didn't pick him up, but I like Eric Reed, and Eric Berry ended up going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars picked him up to an already great defense. They already got Jalen Ramsey, they drafted Josh Allen, they got Telvin Smith, they got Miles Jack. So they got a lot of great players, and adding Eric Berry to the bunch just makes this team outstanding, dynamic. I mean, really, really, really good. I wonder if they would do something like that in real life. But the team was already planning on keeping Ronnie Harrison as their starting strong safety going into the season. But bringing in Eric Berry just gives them more of a dynamic. I mean, I like it. I'm sure they do too. And if you were wondering who we picked up on our team, here he is, Spencer Ware. We wanted to bring in a running back to give Christian McCaffrey a little bit of break on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, we know he can play every down, but if he happens to get hurt, it's not going to be good for us with the running backs that we had. So we decided to go in this direction. We also made another move, but we'll get into that a little bit later. What we're going to do now is move on to our offensive players, offensive captains, and the guys that are going to make the plays on the offensive side of the ball for us this coming up season.
Guys, we all watched the film from yesterday, and I hope everyone knows it wasn't good enough. Today's practice has got to be great. You want to win a ball game, take advantage of your practice reps, because Sunday's going to be here before you know it.
And we start the offense off with our quarterback, our captain, our main man, Cam Newton. Now, Cam Newton had a great year last year, but injuries have always been a problem with him, especially after he won the MVP and took the Carolina Panthers to the Super Bowl. I think that the number one goal for Cam Newton this year is not to have a great year. I think he'll have a great year. His goal is to stay healthy, be on the field, and if he can do that, we'll be just fine. Now we're moving over to the backfield with Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey, our goal for him this year is to be 1,000 receiving yards and 1,000 rushing yards, which he has the ability to do, right? He can catch out of the backfield. He can make moves. We did bring in Spencer Ware to help keep him healthy, but we expect to see a lot of this all season long. Now moving over to the wide receiver position, we got DJ Moore. DJ Moore stepping in for Devin Funchess, who moved on to the Indianapolis Colts. And the big question with him is, can he be our number one receiver? He really hasn't had to show that, but he'll have to show that now. He'll have a lot of opportunities to make plays like this all season long. Now, Curtis Samuel is a different type of receiver for us. We do have Torrey Smith, we do have Chris Hogan, but Torrey Samuel wants to be that number 2 receiver. He says he's much more than a running back / scat receiver. We will use him in situations that he is more accustomed to and more comfortable in. However, we want to put him in situations that help him be more successful. And of course, the elder statesman himself, Greg Olsen, the captain at tight end. Hey, Greg Olsen still got it. And if Cam Newton's on that field, Greg Olsen's still going to probably be his number 1 target. All right? He can still play. He can still do it. He can still do stuff like this. As long as Cam Newton is on the field, he can keep that toe drag swag. Now, on our offensive line, we are doing pretty good. We got Darrell Williams playing the left tackle. He did get himself injured last season, so he didn't play all of last year, but he's penciled in to start this year. However, we did draft Greg Little out of Ole Miss in the 2nd round just in case Darrell Williams can't go. But Darrell Williams can play also that left tackle and can play the guard positions as well. He has experience there. So don't be surprised if you see him moving around the field and Greg Little to make his start in the NFL here at some point in time during the season. We also have Paradis. We got him over from the Broncos. A great center to have after losing Ryan Khalil. You got Trey Turner at guard, and you got Tyler Moulton at tackle. But at the other guard position, we just had a walk-on guy. I mean, not a walk-on guy, but a practice squad guy. So we wanted to make a move there, and I started looking around the league trying to figure out, well, who was trying to shed players? And I remember the Cowboys trying to re-sign Ezekiel Elliott, trying to re-sign Amari Cooper, trying to re-sign Dak Prescott, $35 to $40 million man. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, the highest paid running back. And I said, yo, Jerry, can we make something work? And boom, he hit me with this, and I was like, let's go. We're going to give him Mario Addison and a 3rd round pick, and we're getting Zach Martin, the best offensive lineman in the league. Definitely the best offensive guard in the league. The only offensive lineman who has been an all-pro his first 5 years in the league. So you know what you're getting out of here. All right, we know what we're getting. And I'm excited about that.
Today's a work day, gentlemen, and you know what that means? We got to get better today. What I want to know is, who's ready to work? I'm ready to work. Are you ready to work? If you are, then go out and prove it to me. Show me what you got.
Now, moving over to the defensive side of the ball, as you see here, we are now running a 3-4 defense. Moving Kawan Short to the outside, playing some defensive end. Dontari Poe is holding it up in the middle, and we acquired Jerry McCoy, surprisingly, who was released from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We acquired him. Now he gets to play the Buccaneers twice a year. On the outside linebacker position, we do have Bruce Irvin there, and we moved Shaq Thompson from the outside to the inside. Remember, he came over as a strong safety out of Washington. Now he's playing inside linebacker, and paired him up with Luke Kuechly. And on the outside, the other position, we do have our rookie, Brian Burns. And we're expecting a lot out of Brian Burns this year. I mean, he is a rookie, but he is going to be starting. We expect him to make a lot of plays, because one thing that he did at Florida State, and one thing that he did really, really well at Florida State, that was get to the quarterback. And if you see here with that 88 speed and 91 acceleration, he should be doing a lot of the same here in Carolina. All right, so we just got to get to the quarterback, put Matt Ryan down, put Drew Brees down, get rid of I guess Jameis Winston. Let's win this division, man. Now we'll go back to Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly is the mainstay on this defense. He makes everything go. He is the quarterback to this defense, but he also lays the hammer. Okay, Luke Kuechly always finds himself around the ball. I expect him to get, I don't know, 120, 130, 140 tackles this season. And that's my expectations for him. That's our goals for him because we need him to make plays for us. All right, now we're going to move to the inside with Kawan Short. Kawan Short is a big, powerful, strong man playing that defensive line position. And, I mean, he is going to be, him and Gerald McCoy and Dontari Poe should control rushing offenses all year long. And this guy, of course, he can play the run, but he can get to the quarterback as well and make some plays. Now, next up is Shaq Thompson. He's much more of an interesting case, moving into the inside linebacker position of a 3-4 defense. However, I mean, there's a lot more passing in the league nowadays, so he should still be in a very good position to make plays. But it is going to be interesting playing middle linebacker with him.
All right, man, bring it in tight, bring it in tight. Let me tell you something. That was the best practice of the season. Not a single mental mistake. That's the type of practice championship teams have. Keep it up.
So if you've made it this far through the video, hopefully you liked the video. And if you watched it this whole time and you don't like the video, then I'm sorry. But if you did like the video, don't forget to click like. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos like this and you can help follow along with the Carolina Panthers as we rebuild this group and make them the powerhouse that they should be and that they could be for a very long time. All right. I do have some questions for you, though. I do need some help for you. So my first question is, well, I'm trying to decide if I should use the Madden draft class or should I use a created draft class. All right, and my thing with the draft class is basically that if a user creates a draft class, it's very, well, there's no variations really. Like a lot of the, say, running back, for instance, are almost always elusive backs. Receivers are almost always either deep threats or possession receivers or, you know, whatever the new one is now. But it's not much variation with the players. All the tight ends are very similarly the same. So I was wondering, what do you think? Should we use a draft class, the Madden? Like I think I want to use a draft class from Madden, and then I can maybe edit the names of the players as opposed to using somebody's rosters. But I don't know. I don't know what you think I should do. I'm leaning more towards the Madden, but if I hear people commenting and telling me that I should use a created draft class, if you guys maybe have a favorite or something like that, especially on Xbox that I could use, then let me know. But other than that, I'm thinking that probably the best bet to do is go with Madden and changing the names at some point in time after they get drafted. All right, so let me know what you think about that. Comment in the comments and let me know. I think I said this already, but if you like the video, don't forget to like. Yeah, I said that, and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to be that type of person, but this channel is, I'm trying to get this channel up, and I need people like you to tell other people like you to watch my videos. And if you click that like button, more people like you are going to be able to watch my videos. So please help me out with that. All right, if you made it this far, you are the real MVP. This is Just In Case. Thanks for watching. Hey, Just In Case here, and I hope you liked that video. And if you did, don't forget to click that like. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, as more videos like this will be coming in the future. Alright, once again, thanks for watching, and like I said, it's Just In Case.